So my name's Ming Richardson. I'm the compliance broker for Maximum One Realty and Realtor Partners.
And my name is Alan Richard. I'm the managing broker here at Maximum Realtor and Realtor Partners. So we've got a lot of really cool information that we're looking forward to sharing with you today. We want to kind of start off with some like industry things. And actually, we're going to kind of be bouncing all over the place today because there's just some really interesting things for the real estate professional to kind of stay up to speed on. And the first one is when it comes to getting your license, how difficult should it be? So like there's a new study out and where we asked other realtors and said, should it be more difficult to get your real estate license? And 85% say yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
which is, pretty good because what it does is raise professionalism and standards among the industry. So they feel like the real estate licensing process right now is a little lenient.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, I think we all kind of agree that, like the actual your real estate to get your real estate license, a lot of that is core information, but honestly at the end of the day, some of the things that we don't normally need to calculate transfer tax. I don't know anyone that's really done that or
Well,
know
different
what the
state practice
riparian rights
differently,
are on a
right?
moving body of water kind of thing. So but that being said, should it be more difficult? By and large, we say overall the industry says yes. um you know what change should make it more difficult? Well, first is, and 75%, 3 out of 4 agents say there should be more intensive training required. And we agree. We do a ton of training and we know that the more that the more you're going to get paid, the more that you're going to be worth kind of thing.
Well, it's applying the knowledge that you have
Yeah.
into today's standard and really understanding what your client are asking for is going to make you that much more valuable.
Yeah.
So, and the other half says, is there apprenticeship period?
Mean mentorship
Right.
and like having a mentor is so important, especially for new agents, having a mentor to help guide you through on there. Now, the third one is a lot of states don't have like a lot of states, everybody's a broker, things like that. And so because it says there should be more levels of broker licensing based on training and experience. And I don't necessarily disagree with that, but we do have that here in Georgia already a little bit. So or to a certain extent. Now, next they said, is continuing education effective? And for 2 out of 3 agents, yeah, it is important to have it out there, keep being tested, that kind of stuff. However, 40% say it would be if we learn new things. And what we can tell you from experience is, it never fails because we teach a bunch of classes
Hmm.
and we end up with sometimes we end up with folks who come in who's like, all right, I need 20 hours, 21 hours in the next 3 weeks to keep my license. And so they're taking classes, they're trying anything that they can, right? Just to kind of keep their license active. And so like if you're just doing that to keep your license active, that's not what you need to really be growing your business. You need to be looking at like what experience do you have? What knowledge do you have? What do you need? And then find those classes that's going to help you grow your business.
Well, and to say that everybody's business model is the same, I think that's an error because every realtor, real estate agent out there have different goals in mind. So therefore, the intensity and the level of courses they want is different.
Yeah.
So,
Now, the other thing that they asked is should associations like NAR be doing more to train licensees? Now, you have to understand that here in the Atlanta market, especially, but overall in Georgia generally, most of our CE there's a ton of free CE. A lot of the boards do it here. And please take advantage of that
as a
because
member benefit,
a lot of other states, there is no free CE kind of thing. Whereas most your boards here will have classes and they're not that greatly
attended.
yeah, there's always seats. So like take advantage of the training that's out there. We do a ton. There's several other real estate schools that do, and take advantage of the associations as well. Now,
Well, sometimes what I know is that a person wants training at certain times, certain hours. So, if you have a specific need, yes, it's going to cost you.
mhm.
But if you schedule yourself correctly, you can always attend most of free CE classes.
Yeah. Now we're going to change gears and look at social media because, right now, in a new study, for young adults, folks under 30, now say that social media is as informational and as trustworthy as the national news outlets. So I'm
Kind of
not,
scary.
yeah, it's not one of those, fake news kind of things that we're trying to get to, but like look at the power and the sway that social media now has. Because and by the way, it's not just um young adults. It has a lot of impact on a lot of people. Now, what is the most effective? Authentic content, like content that's real, that's you. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, don't put that glossy filter on that makes you look like your face is made by DuPont.
Hmm.
Be you, be real. Talk about real things. Talk about things happening in the industry, your life, what's going on in the market, that kind of stuff. Real is more important than perfect.
Well, anymore now with AI and AI generate images, some people are proceeding with caution, but still, sometimes when
Yeah.
the image is imprinting your mind, it's kind of hard to get that imprint out of your mind.
But just be real. It's so important. 31% of people believe that live shopping allows them to make more informed decisions. And so being able to put that out there, because 76%,
Hmm.
three out of four social content posts are done by creators. And guess what real estate agents are? We're creators. Like we create content kind of thing. And so the average American total digital spend on influencers is 37%. You may not think of yourself as an influencer. You may not think of yourself as a creator, but you are. I mean, you're providing so much content, so much details about what's happening in the market, those kind of things. Take advantage of that, because it puts you in a very powerful position, and not many agents are doing that. They're afraid to be real. They're afraid to get behind the camera and that kind of stuff.
They're afraid of their hair's not perfect, the makeup's not perfect, or
My
whatever it
hair's
is.
my makeup's
Yeah.
perfect today.
Yes, absolutely.
So now, like looking at 2024, what kind of content is really going to pay off into 2024? So first one is that text only posts are working really, really good again. All right, it's kind of old school, but text only posts are doing really good, and
Mhm.
so those text only posts. Don't be afraid to put that out. Longer videos also making a comeback. Doesn't mean that you have to dump your shorts or your vertical video, that kind of stuff. But don't be afraid to, sit on there and really give good content and that kind of stuff. Be ready to be the agent with the answers, doing Q&A, going live and answering questions on there,
Masterminds,
those kind of
record
things.
those and post in your social content.
And then photo dumps are now are like a new thing, meaning instead of posting every 4 hours, you will put 2 or 3 days worth of content or photos all together, and it's called a photo dump, which sounds kind of weird, but like it's even a photo dump hashtag out there that's been trending a lot, because some folks are just doing a photo dump twice a week, showing all the things that they're doing. It's easier for folks to kind of keep up with you and what's going on, so be looking at doing photo dumps as well. So I know it's a weird word. All right, Zillow has released their hottest housing markets for 2024. Guess
Guess
where
where
Atlanta
we
comes in?
are,
Guess where
number
they come
six.
in? Yeah, we come six in the entire United States. Almost all of them are on the East Coast. So that's a really good place for us to be. This data is based on affordability, on overall market strength and things like that. So it's a really good place for us to be, and I'm kind of glad to see it. Now, a bit of advice that we want to kind of warn you for. There is a new bill in Florida, and a lot of times once an insurance company starts things, it kind of rolls out. And so there's a new bill in Florida that they're putting forward, and basically what they're trying to say is that for homeowners insurance, it's only going to pay off the amount of the unpaid mortgage, not going to rebuild your house. And so if you only have, $50,000 left to pay off, and your house gets hit by a
Tornado.
or whatever, they'll give you $50,000 and then they're done. I say that because it's very common in throughout, is that once this happens one place, it
It's
starts to
gonna trickle.
rolling out. And so like advising our clients when they're selecting home insurance to make sure that it covers, like it doesn't have to cover, excuse me, it doesn't have to cover the land, but it does have to cover being able to rebuild your house.
Correct.
You only got $100,000 in coverage, and it's going to cost 150,000 to rebuild your house. Well, you're out of pocket 50 grand because
And unfortunately, with insurance bill and policy and procedures, sometimes they send you the policy. You don't always read through all
Mhm.
of the policy, and therefore, if a little language like HB 809 is hidden in there, you wouldn't know it.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, you can see it's already written like by an attorney. You're electing to purchase coverage at a limit that is equal to only the
Mhm.
unpaid principal balance. Blah 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 blah. It just make sure you warn your
And an
clients.
event
Yeah,
of total loss of your home or
yeah,
loss for which costs repair your home exceed the unpaid
yeah.
balance.
My eyes are glossing
You know,
over
yeah,
already.
so it's
Yeah,
like you gloss over it, but this is important for people that
yeah,
do have equity in their home
yeah.
and do get hit with natural disasters.
All right. Right now, 27% of all net worth in the United States is tied up in real estate. All right. And so that's an important factor because what we're seeing right now is when it comes to down payment sources, number one is your savings. And
Correct.
so for our buyers, their savings is the number one place where that comes. However, number two is gift money from family. And what we're seeing is that
Mhm.
more and more, because so many homeowners, especially boomers, millennial, I mean, not millennials, boomers and Gen Xers like
Yeah.
us kind of thing, there's a lot, we're seeing a lot more gift funds for down payment and loans from relatives and that kind of stuff that's kind of happening. But you still have to make sure that like we're not trying to tell people how to manage their money, but we do have to give good solid advice, right? So like in the last year, the good news is
Ran went
rents
down,
have been going down. Rents
right?
are actually trending down. Now, take that with a grain of salt because it doesn't mean they're going to be trending down the whole time. You can see that it's a cyclical market. In like normally in February, rents jump back up kind of thing. So we have been down for a little bit and hopefully that stays because if savings is where your money is coming from, getting cheaper rents is a good place for our folks to have.
To save some money, buy
Yeah.
their home and build their wealth.
Yeah, but the other area that's kind of scary right now is the amount of credit card debt being going on out there. Right now, the millennials, who are is also our largest buying segment
Population,
again,
right?
right? And they have more credit card debt than anybody else at the moment. And so they're definitely above the US average, that kind of stuff. What's really good is that Gen Z, our youngest buyers, they have the least amount, which is kind of
Hmm.
nice to see. Now, at the same time, how much student loan debt do they have?
Speaking of which, student loan debt is now starting the repayment cycle. So
Yeah. And so like make sure that for your buyers that they know they need to be in some sort of a payment plan. They've got to get back on the because this will hurt them now.
well, according to what I heard this morning was that only 60% are paying back. So for those 40% that, are just kind of
They're not going to let you
sticking
buy a
their
loan if you
head,
don't get this
yeah,
thing straight,
that is
right?
one thing that will stop a
Yeah.
home loan, period.
So, we do have, about 24% has over $100,000 in student loan, which I just
It's
find absolutely
staggering.
staggering, right? And so, 65% has over $25,000. This can really hurt you. And those choices that you make when you're in college about, well, I'll just go and get another loan. That can, you can never get rid of these. You can't file bankruptcy and get rid of these.
No,
So
this
they're
is
always
federal.
with you.
It's federal trumps all,
So,
y'all.
but at the same time, in this same study, they said, what are the five most essential life skills to have? And number one was money management skills. So, and a lot of our buyers come to us for money management advice. They
Hmm.
do. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it is. I'm not saying that we're the most best equipped group to give financial advice always. But like that's the role where we have when folks come, when they're thinking about buying a home, well, what do I need to do? How do I get a mortgage? Those kind of things. They're coming to us for basic advice. Always refer them to the lenders kind of thing. Have a lender that you trust that where you can that will
Correct.
also help them with that. Um, but even though they say money management skills is one of the most important life skills to have, 2 out of 3 say that finances is the most stressful part of their life. 65% in there. And so, that's there is a big gap between Well, we know it's really important, but it's also our biggest life source of
Well, I
stress.
think the stress comes from lack of information. When the information given, it gives a person a more strategic way of planning their future. But when they're not understanding the whole complexity of finances, honestly, it's not as complicated if they will sit down and speak to someone in a financial capacity and understand where they are now versus where they want to go.
Well, and we have to understand who the folks are that we're talking to. Like two numbers I found very startling in this last survey. One is a third of folks, over a third, 37% say money buys happiness. Oh my goodness, we are blessed to know some high net worth individuals. And I
Mhm.
promise you, money does not buy happiness, right? And another 37% said money's more important than your passions. So
Will you
uh,
give up
you know,
what you truly enjoy in life and do something you absolutely hate?
yeah, it's not worth it. So just know what we're looking at. Now, the good news on the whole finance side is that interest rates are still kind of moderating. I mean, it stayed flat last week, but we
Mhm.
are looking at it continuing to move down. And we're very, very pleased to see that kind of going on. Let's talk about moving. All right. Because, you know, over the past couple of years, the percentage of move of well, sorry, I'm just babbling here. Where our buyers are
Who are
moving.
relocating?
Okay, let me back up. Folks who are moving in Georgia, especially here, our buyers have been moving much farther from the point where they sold to the point where they buy. That's dropping. We're not moving as far as we used to, kind of thing. And so when I say used to, over the last couple of years, because previously for like the last 10, 12 years, in Georgia, our average move was 14 miles. And now, over the last year and a half, 2 years, it's been over 100 miles. So, a huge change in how far we're wanting to go. And now, guess what? It's
They're
pulling
bringing
back.
back.
It's really pulling
Right.
back right now. Now, of that being said, where are folks leaving? And guess what? They're not leaving here. So, we don't have a big outflow. And so, LA, California, New York, DC, Washington, that kind of stuff. So those are the markets that are losing people, not necessarily Georgia. Now, at the same time, one thing that's always a concern is like, well, these out of towners come in here and they drive up the values. Well, what's happening is the folks who are moving, they're targeting less competitive, less expensive housing
Correct.
markets. Look, the pricing really, really matters. All right, it's about value right now. Now, it's not just our movers who are seeing that, it's our builders too, because there's a brand new builder study out.
Yeah, well, builders gotta go where the demands are,
Well,
if
it
you
is,
think
but
about
but
it.
like this is from the builders. The builders are looking at a pullback in spending, um, you know, because we got student loan payments coming back, savings are going down, interest rates are going up, that kind of stuff. And so the builders see that there is a pullback in spending, so they can't be building the same type of houses that they have. Their biggest challenge right now is that there is not enough land. So they need more developed land. And so right now, you know, the biggest push for your builders right now is, and we're seeing a lot more land being developed at the moment, kind of thing. But the builders are making some very interesting choices on some
Mhm.
things, and we're starting to see some wildly,
And the choices you gotta understand is based on location, okay? Just because certain, like the Colorado builder are keeping costs down, they have been simplifying the home, but that doesn't mean that's what is going on here
well,
in Atlanta.
but it's coming, and
It
that's what we're
it
trying to
won't be
prepare you for.
surprising,
And
correct?
and so what we're seeing is less windows because windows cost money.
Mhm.
All right, we're seeing a lot more simplifying of the property kind of thing, a lot more boxy. Right now there's several neighborhoods that are being built without garages. And so, the fact, because it that makes the house a lot cheaper. Houses on basements. I mean, when's the last time you saw very many basements,
Mhm.
being developed here, kind of thing? If you are, they're really, really spendy. So those are really big deals. Now, at the same time, what changes are they looking to make? And so the builders are looking to change their specifications and features, less square footage, smaller lots, more attached, more townhomes, which we've seen a lot more out there kind of thing. Now, on the positive side, the rates and the incentives that they've been offering is continuing to grow.
The buy down is huge right now, just because where interest rate was earlier the year or last year, and now so it makes affordability a little easier for the buyers.
Well, and if if you're representing buyers who's looking at doing new construction, like you have to understand what buy downs are. Right
Mhm.
now, 28% of builders are offering buy down for the full term. Another quarter are offering a 2-1 buy down. 15% is offering a 3-2-1 buy down. Now, previously, the year before, only 46% of people didn't use rate incentives.
Right.
This year, 87% of builders are using incentives. So it really is a pretty
It's significant jump just because the market has shifted.
right. So we have to be ready to operate in that space. You have to, educate your clients as, the pros and cons of a bold down, buy down, 2-1 buy down, 3-2 buy down, how much we can expect. And then you know that in order to get that, are you going to have to use the builder's lender? Most of the time, yes. Kind of thing. Not always, but we have to be prepared for that. But that makes a big difference on their pricing. On their payment, not so much on their price, right?
Right. The
But
price
definitely on their
remains the
payment. Yeah,
same,
yeah,
but the monthly payment does
yeah.
take effect.
Now, the good news is at the same time, construction spending is increasing. So the builders are building more, but look for changes in the houses. What we're not going to be seeing are the giant or really big
The
boxes. We're seeing where the builders are paring things down.
Correct.
So just trying to prepare you for that.
Well, because they know that it's hard for the first-time buyer to jump in the
Yep.
market with larger square footage,
Yep.
just because it's not doable in expense and also cost and the demand.
Yeah. Now, tomorrow, we are having our monthly sales meeting. That's going to be in all of our offices. And I know it's supposed to rain
Come see
tomorrow,
us.
but please come out. We don't care. Just come on, join
Even
us
if you're
out
not
there.
our agent, please come
Yeah.
because our whole platform here is to educate the public. And so this is why we do a lot of education, training free. And so welcome, and we just want you to be informed. And when you have a contract with us, we would like for you to understand what you're dealing with.
Yeah. Now, on Wednesday, my lovely bride here, what are you going to be teaching?
2024 guard contract changes.
The guard
So
contract
please attend that because there are some changes and there's a shift in movement attitude of what the market's doing. And this is why the guard contract have changed.
And so it's
And
due
some
to
of
the
the
lawsuits.
it's good change actually because it makes you be aware and be confident who you are and what you're worth.
And then on Thursday, I'm teaching marketing and technology secrets. I'll be in the Conyers office, so please, we go. It's mainly marketing tech is really what it is. So we go through social media and a bunch of other stuff like that. So please, if you're wanting to up your tech game, join me on Thursday in our Conyers office for all that.
Thank you. Have a great Monday. Hope you enjoyed this session of Real Estate Backstory.
Peace out. Bye bye.
Take care.